Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys all so much for joining me today. I did take a little bit of a week off just because it was my birthday and I decided I just wanted to go ahead and basically just, relax for a bit, just, not do anything basically. But yeah, I did go ahead and turn 20, so that's exciting and just, but yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and check out what we have for today's video. So we have this Modelones acrylic nail tips kit. I did go ahead and review their kit previously, but they have upgraded a few items from this kit, so I'm excited to go ahead and see what they have upgraded or anything like that. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the review. So first, the packaging is very similar. It's probably basically the same exact packaging that we saw previously. So here's how everything looks inside. We have their instruction manual here. It gives tips, a step-by-step instruction with pictures, a Q&A. Super helpful. And here's how everything looks in the back. Here we have the USB cord for the mini UV LED lamp here. So here's how the UV LED lamp looks. It's super small, very convenient, and really powerful. We do also get that on and off feature, which most of these lamps do not include. That is one reason I really like this lamp. It also does have a flat top here, so you're able to really actually just use it as, to basically do the nails, and then just stick your hand under here to cure, which is also one feature that I really liked about how this lamp was created. And just overall its design is really useful and comfortable. Next, we have their nail prep dehydrator. We get 10 milliliters of the product. At first, when opening it up, it's super strong, so I do recommend, just be cautious of that. It was super strong when I first smelled it. I was like, whoa, it's so strong. And here's how the brush looks. It's actually clear, which I really love the design of the brush overall. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to my nail just so you guys can see how it works. So I'm gonna just make sure that I only touch my natural nail. Make sure you do not get any of this on your skin. Otherwise, it will dry out your skin tremendously, and that is one thing you do not want. So here's how it looks. It honestly dehydrated them very well, and I highly recommend if you're working with any nail system to always apply your dehydrator and primer. Here we have the 4-in-1 nail glue for nail tips. You get 10 millimeters of product as well. I also do want to mention previously the consistency of this was a very kind of runny. It wasn't thick at all, but now it's much more thicker, which I really like. Just look how beautiful that consistency is. I really like it. I'm not too sure if it's self-leveling yet, but we're gonna go ahead and be seeing that later on. Just look how beautiful that is. To show you guys a comparison, I want to go ahead and show you guys previously the other one that we had. Here it's very runny. You guys can see that right away. Under the box here, I'm going to remove this, and we get some Coffin nail tips. They do include, I think, 2 different options. The Coffin, and they have some square nails to choose from. You get 500 pieces. We also get this nail tip cutter to go ahead and just shorten down the length if you want. Here's how it looks. And lastly, we get this 100 x 180 grit hand file. So here's everything that is included in the kit. Again, they also do have a different option if you guys don't want the Coffin nail tips. You guys are also able to choose the square nail tips as well. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on today's set. So here we have all of the nail tips. I'm gonna just first start off by choosing the ones that fit me the best. We have the number 5. Here's how the nail tips look. They are pretty thin by the cuticle area. You guys can see they're super thin here. And they do get stronger down by the free edge. Here we have the number 5. I'm gonna check to see if it's any of my nails. I believe this one's number 5 if it's sidewall to sidewall. but at the same time it is a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go in and see if it's either the 6. If the 6 is too small, then I'm going to go in with the 5 and just file it to perfect it. Here we have the number 6. I've been really into Gelx lately and I absolutely love the method. So here we have the number 6. It does fit sidewall to sidewall, but unfortunately it can seem like it's a little bit tight. I kind of have to like hold it down, and I can tell it's probably too tight, so it's probably gonna end up hurting later on. If you ever experience like your nails feel heavy or sore, it's usually because, you know, the nail tip is too small and it's basically just squeezing your nail like this, and that is going to cause it to get sore. That is why we're going to go in instead with the number 5, which is a little bit bigger, but still just file it down the sidewalls and around the cuticle area to perfect it to your natural nail. Here you guys can see it's passing right here, so I'm going to go ahead and just have to follow that and file a little bit of the surrounding area as well in the cuticle area to perfect it to my natural nail. Yeah. I'm going to first just go ahead and finish choosing my sizes, and I will be back shortly. So now that I went ahead and chose each of the nail tips that fits me best, now I'm going to go in and just kind of customize the cuticle area so it can fit snug. Here's how the number 2 looks like. It looks perfect, but I'm still going to go in and just kind of make sure that the side of the cuticle area is a little bit more in, so it just, you know, tucks well in there. So here's how it looks. Here you guys can see it kind of is overlapping a little bit onto the skin I have there. So again, I'm going to just continue filing until I get it customized to the cuticle area. Okay, now that we have that done, here's how the nail looks. I'm going to just make sure to remove any of that dust. And now we're going to go in and make sure that our nails are cut very, very short. Here's how both of my nails look. Kind of cut them like this, where you cannot see the back of the nail. Here you can see it a little bit, but this is honestly fine. But here's how all of my nails look. This one's pretty great. Honestly, I did go ahead and cut this nail, I think like 2 days ago, because I did a soak off. So here's how the nail tip looks. Now we're gonna go in and create a guideline for our natural nail bed. So first, I'm using my Melody Susie hand file. You guys can always use my code as well. It's a cordless e-file, which I honestly really love. I'm gonna just go in. This is the bit that I'm using. It's just a cheap bit that comes in all of these nail kits, but it works perfectly well for what I'm about to show you. I'm gonna just hold it down, click the first speed. I'm trying to make sure if it's in forward motion, and it is. And next, we're just gonna go ahead and kind of measure it up. So I want to go ahead and kind of etch the inside of the nail tip, or the underside of the nail tip, up until the end of my natural nail. Here I'm going to just go in gently. So I just need a little bit more, so I'm going to go in on top of here. So here we've etched the inside of the nail tip. So here I went ahead and created my guide for my natural nail. Here's how it looks. It's basically reaching the end of my natural nail. And this, I basically always just do it to help guide me on how much of the nail glue gel I should actually be applying onto the nail tip, and so I don't over add any excess. But yeah, here's how it looks. Now next, I'm going to continue and do that to each and every single nail.
So I went ahead and pushed back my cuticles, and also I went ahead and cut the epinicium, which I know a lot of people don't like to do, but I personally really love the way it looks. I just think it gives a cleaner look, and I really think it's best for Gelx.
So I went and applied some top coat, so I'm able to remove these nails right away. I did not add any dehydrator or anything like that, just because I don't plan to keep these on. Here I went ahead and etched each and every single nail tip to kind of get that guide for my natural nail. Here's how they all look, super pretty. And here I have my lamp. It's already all connected. Here's how it looks. I'm gonna go ahead and be using the top of the lamp to go in and just rest my hand on top of here. Okay, so I'm gonna start on my index. So I'm gonna first grab some of this glue gel. I'm gonna wipe the end of my brush just like so. And this is the amount that I have on my brush. Now that I've wiped it off, I'm gonna go in, and since I have my guide, I'm gonna just place a little thin layer all over there. I do recommend, again, after applying your dehydrator or primer, buffing the surface of your nail to remove any shine. After doing all of that, I recommend applying one thin layer of this as well, then curing. Again, I don't plan to keep these on, so that is why I'm not really doing that. So I have that done. Now next I'm gonna go in again in the bottle, remove one end. This is how my brush looks. Now next I'm gonna go in from side to side till I reach the cuticle area side to side again. Once I reach the end of the nail or the cuticle area, I'm gonna go back towards the free edge of my natural nail, and then I'm gonna stop around here. Now that you have this filled up, next I recommend turning on your lamp. Once you've turned it on, I'm gonna grab my finger, place it on top of here. I'm gonna grab it, place my finger here, make sure it reaches the end of my natural nail. Okay, it's not reaching. I have to add a lot of pressure to reach the end of my natural nail. So what I have to do is I have to add a little bit more. If you're applying way too much pressure and you see that it's not meeting the end of your natural nail, then you have too little. So I'm gonna go in. I didn't need a lot, I can tell. So I'm gonna just go in just a little bit. Again in a 45-degree angle, and also before starting or continuing. So before continuing, I'm gonna go in with one of these, clean around here to make sure that I didn't get any on my skin, which I actually did. That is why it's good to go around and clean it up. Okay, so again, 45-degree angle, gently. I forgot to turn on my lamp, but that is okay. We're gonna try to turn it on. Okay, again, make sure it reaches the end of your natural nail. Look how beautiful this looks. Hopefully you guys can see that. And now, without relieving any pressure, let's just go ahead and cure this. Once you feel like it's cured, then you're able to let go. I felt like I still wasn't cured enough, so I'm gonna go in and just hold it. And so here's how the first nail looks. I didn't reach the end of my natural nail like I wanted it to be, but it's okay. I always end up messing up the first time I do it, and then later on throughout I end up actually, making it work. But yeah, this is how the first one looks. Now let's go ahead and proceed to the next one. Again, we're just gonna wipe one end of my brush here. I'll apply one thin coat onto the guide that we have. Once we've done with that, we're going to go back, place our brush back into the bottle, remove one side. Here's how my brush looks. And then we're going to go in from side to side. Side to side. Try to do it very gently so you're not adding, you know, a lot on one end. I reached the end of the nail. Now back up until the free edge of the natural nail. Until I meet the middle. Okay, here's the middle. Now I'm going to stop there. Place my brush back onto the bottle. Here's how it looks from this side. And now we're going to go in and do our middle finger. Again, first turn it on.
Do you think it's hideous?
So here's how this one looks. I felt like I placed it corroded, but I'm okay with that, honestly. I'm not going to go back and redo it, because then I'm going to give myself a headache. Same idea here. Wipe one end of your brush. Apply a thin coat to the guide we have here. Now for the next nails, I'm just going to let you guys enjoy watching the process. For the thumb, I'm going to do that one off camera just because I always struggle doing it on camera. But again, side to side. Once we reach the cuticle area, again back here to meet the middle of the nail. Okay.
Now here for the pinky, I did add a lot of that nail glue gel. I just, like I said, I was rushing this set so bad to the point where I wasn't really keeping up with what I was doing. I just wanted to finish my application and get right into, you know, the decorating part. But yeah, here's what not to do. Don't add too much, and you always want to try to make sure that it doesn't reach the end of your natural nail farther more than you know, your natural nail length, which is what you guys will see later on that happened here. But once you flash cured, go in your bigger lamp and cure for 30 seconds. And that is basically it. Here's how they all look. Super pretty, really fast, and just easy to do this method. Next, I'm going to go in with this beautiful pink blush color. It's the color 0047 by Modelones. I'm applying 2 coats to each and every single nail, then curing for 30 seconds in between each layer. I did go ahead and apply one thin coat to each and every single nail of the same color, so that is why I only showed 2 nails. But yeah, that's basically it. After 2 coats, this is how all of the nails look. Super pretty, and they just look much more prettier in matte. Now we're gonna go ahead and get started on decorating. So the items that I'm gonna be using is these beautiful heart sequins, super gorgeous. I'm gonna be using these beautiful pink ones that you guys see here. They're like really hot pink fuchsia type of color. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and be using these. Just how beautiful these look. Then I'm also going to go in and be using this iridescent chunky glitter mixed with like a couple of different type of glitters. I'm going to go in and grab a lint-free wipe and 70% alcohol. Then I'm going to go in and just remove the tacky layer from each and every single nail before I get started on working on the design. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to grab some of this nail glue gel. I'm going in and just kind of removing a lot of it from my brush. Here's how my little wand looks. And now I'm going to kind of place a little bit of this diagonally across the nail until it meets the other end, just like so. And without curing, now we're going to go in and grab a little bit of that glitter and place it right where I have that nail glue gel on. I'm just going to go ahead and continue placing that all over it across the nail. And once I'm done with that, then I'm going to go in with the hearts that I showed you previously and just place a couple of them. Here's how it looks. Just look how beautiful this glitter looks. I'm going in, placing 3 little beautiful hearts here. Once I have the hearts without curing, I'm going to go in with the saran wrap. I'm basically using this to kind of lay the sequins basically flat on the nail, so they're not popping up or anything like that. So I'm just making sure, you know, to hold that into place. Once I have my saran wrap like this, I'm going to go in and flash cure. I went ahead and cured, and now I'm able to just remove the saran wrap. And just look how beautiful and flat these sequins are. Super, super gorgeous. Really recommend this if you want to encapsulate. And next, I just went in, applied some matte top coat, and we're good to go on to the next now. If you're wondering what matte top coat I'm using this Modelones matte top coat. I'm also going to go ahead and apply some onto the ring finger here. One thin coat, then cured, and I'm going to go in with this color 𝚿𝚚𝚎𝚍 by Modelones and a dotting tool, and I'm just going to go in and kind of draw some little hearts here. I'm placing 2 little dots, then using a small liner brush, I'm going to go in and just kind of connect this to create this beautiful little tiny heart here. Without curing, I'm going to continue on to the next heart. The other heart's going to be more of like an outline of a heart basically. And also I'm going to kind of be doing a sugaring effect onto this now as well. So I'm making sure that I don't not cure any of the design that I'm creating here. So here's how the design looks after I went ahead and added a little bit more hearts across the nail. Now next, without curing, again, make sure you do not cure the gel polish. We're just going to go in, apply a little bit of this hot pink glitter. I do recommend using a finer glitter. Once you've cured that, then go in and just remove any of that excess glitter across the nail. And here's how the design looks. Super, super gorgeous. Just look how beautiful these look. Now next, we're going to go in and apply some matte top coat to the middle finger. And also to the pinky nail as well. Once I went ahead and cured this for 60 seconds, this is how the nails all look. Super, super gorgeous. Now onto this nail, I'm using a little bit of that matte top coat, placing my rhinestones here. And yeah, that's basically all I did. I just went ahead and used my matte top coat to place the rhinestones, or to basically stick them on. Once I have my rhinestone lined up the way I want them to be, then I went ahead and then cured this for 60 seconds. I do not recommend using matte top coat to adhere your rhinestones because I'm not too sure how much it will hold up. But either ways, this is how all of the nails look after. Super gorgeous, really simple, and just overall really easy to create set. Let me know what you guys think down below. I absolutely love this kit. I think it was just made the process so much fun, easier, honestly, especially if you do your own nails at home. I definitely recommend you guys go ahead and purchase it. Anyways, without further ado, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys all so much for joining me today, and I hope all of you guys have a wonderful day. Goodbye.